Senna.
Pals. I don't know where else to say this, so I guess I'll say it here. I'm gonna attempt a modicum of transparency. And as we know, the internet doesn't take advantage of you being vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely not. It's
internet
never happened to anyone.
The internet doesn't exploit you and your vulnerabilities ever.
No.
We watched Barbershop together, and that came out recently. I toyed with the idea of us going and doing a vlog at a barbershop, and there was some mixed ideas in the comments, to say the least.
Okay.
Some people were like, yeah, go for it. Other people were like, yeah, you pull out a camera, they're gonna act different and code switch. I'm like, that's fair. I didn't think about that.
That's a good point.
But one person in particular, because one comment is all that matters. One person was like, yeah, and maybe they'll clean up Jaby's beard. When I read that, I think it was with good intentions.
Okay.
But my brain got self-destructive in that moment.
No.
And it's like, yeah, maybe they can clean up that bird snatch all over your face.
Oh no, your beard looks great, bud.
Yeah, maybe they can clean up that ratchet-ass mess all over your face.
No.
Now, I know, like, it may not appear so, but this is trying. Like, I am putting in some effort here.
Doing its best.
So, we're watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and continuing forward with episodes 4, 5, and 6. If you haven't been able to pick up on it already, Michael has been recovering from a little bit of a wee bit cold.
Yeah, so I've got my, as my wife calls it, my sick, sexy voice.
There you go.
Shall I continue to delay dinner, madam?
Yes, Jeffrey. I don't know where he could be. He's never late without calling.
The sauce on that line.
Do you think Daddy's all right?
It's awfully late, Mom.
Let's not jump to any conclusions. I know we're all worried, but let's not.
God, totally not paying attention at all.
No, not at all.
I'm home.
Daddy!
Philip, where have you been?
I was at the office. I'm sorry I didn't call.
Time before cell phones.
What is the highest recognition a self-made black professional can receive?
A raise!
Raise.
I'm getting the Urban Spirit Award.
Oh, Philip.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
Is it a cash award?
I'm curious.
It's a cash award.
I'm gonna have to do some education.
This award is an honor, which leads to prestige, which leads to cash.
Carlton knows what's up.
His delivery is always the best.
It's amazing.
Community leaders are recognizing me for helping our brothers and sisters on the streets.
The only time I've ever seen you on the streets is when you waiting for the valet to bring your car around.
Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
The 63 March on Washington.
Oh boy, he's about to get schooled.
The 65 demonstrations at Selma, I was there.
Oh.
The 65 Watts riots, I was there too.
Seems to me every place you go, trouble follows.
Oh my God. Way to spin it.
Yeah, right.
He's fought a lot of discrimination cases. He's prosecuted slumlords. He started scholarship funds.
All that, and he still found time to vote for Reagan twice.
Oh. It wouldn't be bad if you could remember some of that when the reporter gets here.
Reporter?
Oh.
Photographer?
Everybody immediately keyed in.
I want you all to look your best for the newspaper interview and the awards banquet.
How's Will gonna be dressed?
I was gonna say, I'm so ready for this reporter to key in on Will and no one else.
Have you called your parents?
They're taking the next plane out.
Oh, great! Grandma and Grandpa are coming to visit.
Aw.
Toys!
Oh my gosh.
It's hilarious hearing you hum along to it with your broken voice.
I know, right?
You sound like a character out of Zelda.
Come on, Ash. Less like George Michael, more like Hammer. Come on.
Excuse me.
Look at the sweater.
Bright fluorescent pink.
Sweet potato.
I didn't know there was more extended family.
How you've grown. Carlton, sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You look good, kid.
Damn. Oh, that hurts.
How was the flight from Baltimore?
Baltimore?
Well, yeah, that's where Uncle Phil's from, right?
He moved there when he was 16, but he was born and raised in Yamakra.
Yamakra.
Oh.
I can't believe Zeke never mentioned his hometown.
Zeke?
Zeke. We haven't known his name this whole time.
She strikes me as a theater actress.
Yeah.
Yo, man. Okay, Pop.
Aww.
Tripping, or does this sort of remind you of the last episode of Family Ties?
We are going to have pork chops, collard greens, baked macaroni, and sweet potato pie.
Oh, my gosh.
Have mercy.
He's over here like, finally, some good down-home cooking.
Yeah.
Grandma, Grandpa, You want to go see our swimming pool?
It's a good idea.
Oh, they never visited the house?
Zeke always did love our swimming hole. He would strip down to his birthday suit and dive right in.
We love an embarrassing mom story.
That's what the reporter needs to hear about.
Yeah, right?
Oh, he just loved his skinny dipping, him and Melvin.
Who's Melvin?
Yeah, who's Melvin?
I don't think we all want to hear anything.
Au contraire, Dad.
Contraire, Dad.
Carlton finally coming in.
So Melvin was like his best friend?
Melvin was his pig.
Did he ride around with a pig naked?
That's adorable.
Children in the water. Gonna trouble. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Dang.
Ha! She got the eyes in the back of her head.
Yeah.
I'm just like a little bit past my curfew.
It's 3 in the morning.
How much is a little?
Well, let's just say I went out after I was supposed to be in. What are you doing up so late?
Child, I had to get up and get breakfast started. I don't know what y'all got that Jeffrey for. We're real proud of Zeke. Did you know he won the Young Farmers of America pig racing trophy?
What a name, Zeke.
Zeke.
Nah, I didn't know that, but I'd love to have some details about that.
Yeah, give me more. I want to know about this pig racing.
Won it 4 years running. They had to retire his slop bucket.
Slop bucket? Okay, good. We're on the same page.
We also had the white restrooms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember one time we was downtown and Zeke had too much lemonade.
Uh-oh.
And suddenly he just slid out from me and split right into that white restroom.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
no.
What the hell happened?
But little Zeke just stood his ground.
Uncle Phil did that?
Mm-hmm.
The reporter's going to be here any minute. Does everybody remember what they're supposed to say?
Did he prime his entire family?
I guess so.
Carlton?
At the forefront of the civil rights movement.
He's been parroting it so much it's in his sleep.
LA Press, Urban Beat.
She's so intense.
You're known as the lawyer who won the landmark housing discrimination case, Winston versus Jones. But our readers want to know about Philip Banks, the man.
Here we go.
I really don't like to blow my own horn.
But
Growing up on the mean streets of Baltimore, Maryland, Philip Banks overcame great obstacles to win a scholarship to Princeton University.
Oh my God. Nailed it.
all the boring answers.
Yeah.
Princeton was the turning point in Philip Banks' life. It was then that he developed an interest in law and distinguished himself as a fine student, earning himself a place at Harvard Law School.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Oh my God. Just wrote the article for her.
Remained quite active in the field of civil rights, culminating in his crowning achievement in 1975.
They sound so
when he was
genuine.
elected
Yeah.
to the board of the ASPCA.
ASPCA?
I think Ashley means NAACP.
CP, yeah. SPC.
That's important.
Yep.
Sorry, Daddy.
It was going so smooth.
Yep. It was working out so well.
I'm having second thoughts about this Philip Banks piece. It's just one long, boring resume.
Excuse me?
I thought I had an angle about the ASPCA, but that turned out to be a blind alley.
What is the ASPCA?
I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It'll come to me in like at 3 in the morning.
Oh, hold up, lady. If you kill that story, he's going to get mad. If he gets mad, the heat comes down on me.
I'm going to get in trouble.
Your uncle's dull. Dull.
Thanks. Damn.
That is one thing my uncle is not. I got a couple stories for you.
He's going to start recounting grandma's stories. Oh, yes. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, good, Jeffrey,
Knows
you got
immediately.
the paper.
Hide them all, quick.
Make sure you buy the 100 copies that Mr. Banks wanted.
Before we make such an investment, it might be wise for you to peruse the contents of this article.
Uh-oh.
Her eyes bulged immediately.
Immediately. The headline must be gnarly.
Good, you got the paper.
Why don't you have your morning coffee first, sir?
Oh, that's perfect. I'll have my coffee.
And
you can
the
read it to
paper.
me, Jeffrey.
You can read it to me.
Local lawyer wins prestigious award. Well, it goes on from there.
Goes on to what?
Just details, really. I'll just recycle this.
Give it to me.
You already know all the details. It's your life, obviously.
Already a bad look.
Oh, God.
Coveted Urban Spirit Award, given to Los Angeles' outstanding black leaders, will be presented tonight to distinguished attorney Philip Banks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is well written. Known to his barnyard companions as Zeke,
Oh, no.
Barnyard companions.
this ex-hog handler,
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
no.
with the help of his trusted companion, Melvin the Pig,
Uh-oh.
See, my first thought would be grandma.
Uh-huh, me too.
I got your 100 black and whites, huh?
I can't believe this. How did they get all these stories about the pig?
All right. I wasn't going to tell you, but...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe
so
you should have
proud.
gauged his reaction before you outed yourself.
Look at that story. I've got to walk into that banquet room tonight filled with people who are going to think I'm nothing but a hog-handling hick from Yamacraw.
But that is where you come from, Zeke.
Dang, bad timing, bad timing.
Oh, no.
What have you got to be ashamed of? We always put food on the table and clothes on your back.
Mama, I'm not ashamed.
Damn straight. Then why are you hiding it?
Certain aspects of my life I don't wish emphasized.
Where I come from, they call that being ashamed.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Shot.
Damn.
That's gotta sting.
Damn, Mom.
Why is Will sitting next to him? That's the last place I'd want to be.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. It's to keep him on a short leash.
Did you enjoy the ride in the limousine, Pop?
You bet. I went down...
Don't be happy. Don't be happy.
Mom said we're not enjoying any of this.
Patty, aren't you going to talk at all?
We're mature adults, and refusing to speak is not going to solve anything.
That's what you think.
That's right, Uncle Phil.
I'm not talking to you.
Congratulations.
I'd like you to meet my parents, Hattie and Joe Banks, Henry and Margaret Firth.
Immediately walks away.
Chateaubriand.
Oh, we don't want to be a bother. We'll just hang on to these empty plates. Thank you kindly.
Meanwhile, Grandpa's over here like, I'd really like to eat, please.
My Uncle Phil is extremely happy to have his two loving parents here with him.
Oh my God, he's trying his best.
To hear him tell it, he just sprung full grown from the ground. And we...
Oh no.
Yes, he just sprung up like a big old eggplant.
Oof.
Damn.
That reference did not age well.
No.
Basically a big dickhead.
I guess that was the point.
What are you doing in here, Uncle Phil?
Is this for your own information, or will this be in USA Today?
I'm sorry if I made you mad. The reporter was going to trash the article until I gave her those pig stories.
Everyone loves those amusing little agricultural anecdotes.
Yeah.
It just never occurred to you that they make me look like a fool.
Your plaid golf shorts make you look like a fool. Those stories make you look great. You did a lot for black people that I didn't even know.
Yeah, I raised a pig for the Young Farmers Association. Puts me right up there with Martin Luther King.
I mean...
About the whites-only restroom.
I only went in there because I really had to go.
I see a whole lot of that.
The timing on that.
Yeah.
It's just like Rosa Parks. She sat in the front of the bus. I mean, she wasn't doing it to prove a point either. She did it because her feet hurt. They told her to leave, and she didn't, and neither did you.
That is similar.
I don't think my mother will ever forgive me.
Granny's great. Just explain it to her.
Sometimes parents just don't understand.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir
Yeah,
here.
right? Honestly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philip Banks.
I think he's throwing out the speech.
I grew up on the streets of Baltimore,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
No, you didn't.
but I was born on a farm in Yamacraw, North Carolina. I was one of the lucky ones. I had two wonderful parents who worked hard every day of their lives.
This is television before they had like proper close-ups.
Yeah, right? We'd be like tight in on his face now.
He's giving everything.
They couldn't give me a lot of material things, but they gave me morals, courage, and most important of all, love. I just hope I can give the next generation what my parents gave me.
I hope he mentions his pig. The water.
Aww.
Waiting.
Is that actually him?
I'm thinking it probably is.
Gotta be. I really expected us to have like a last little, I don't know, talk with the parents of like, I'm sorry, I still love you guys.
See, that's just called efficient writing.
You know what? That's fair.
It just got,
you're right.
It got everything in there. It was all dotted I's, crossed T's. It's all there. I actually really like this episode as it's I guess it just harkens back to like kind of that after school special kind of thing.
Yeah.
Without it being too hammy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't even say it's hammy at all. It's being very true to life. What's funny is there was this other TV show I saw a long time ago. I can't remember the name of it. But it was like a bunch of high school kids, and one of the characters was black. Everyone was like doing their piece about their history.
Part 1, the first 2,000 years.
And he was struggling because he's like, my ancestors were slaves. What's the point of writing about that?
You got 2,000 years of artists, builders, and inventors. All I am is the great-great-great-grandson of a slave.
And like the whole episode was exploring that and why he should still be proud.
great-great-great-grandfather Wicks?
Slavery was not the beginning or the end of the Wicks family history.
I don't know. That just the ether. That's the only part of the episode that stuck with me. I think that a lot of us can kind of relate to that feeling of like, oh well, this part we'll just cover that up.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about that bit. You know, I'll just talk about the bits that make me look cooler.
Yeah.
You know, everybody embellishes. When I first came to college here in LA, I embellished a lot. Like, you know, I've had great times and adventures living in Alaska, but I definitely like embellished and fronted a little bit to all of these like, you know, LA kids that I was going to college with because I wanted to seem like the cool, super duper rugged, like living in the middle of nowhere Alaskan boy.
Okay.
So like, I definitely get alternating your story, but you still need to be proud of where you come from and like.
I think that in terms of this kind of thing, white people in Los Angeles collectively all have the same issue.
Yeah.
When you ask them, what is your ethnicity? They go, oh, just white and boring. I'm like, no, no. Stop saying that. Like there is ancestry there that's profoundly interesting, and you keep shitting on it for no good reason. Like I'm asking you a question. I want to know.
I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah,
that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, you'll never hear an Italian be like, "Oh, boring Italian." Like, we'll get into it. So
let's talk about my ancestry for a minute.
Exactly. I like this. It's just I understand that perhaps it's speaking more directly to the young black audience at the time, but I think it just broadly can speak to everybody insofar as like, you know, you should think about where you came from and be proud of that. You shouldn't feel ashamed for it because it brought you right here to where you are.
That's true.
So
like, you know, every aspect of like him growing up with those pigs and living on a farm in North Carolina, like Will makes a really good point. Is like, you were the first black president of the Young Farmers of America in that area.
Yeah.
That's nothing small.
Yeah.
It may seem small to you because you want to seem like a bigwig growing up on the streets of Baltimore and like pulling yourself up from your bootstraps, but that's part of it. It's like you started on a small farm in North Carolina.
Yeah. I think one of the hard things, especially when you're trying to make it big in any industry, is to not compare.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're in your... There was this, I don't know if you ever heard of it, but there's this thing that went around on the radio. It was very popular a long time ago called the Sunscreen song. Have you heard of it?
No.
So the Sunscreen song talks about how, you know, you're racing with everybody, but in the end, it's just a race with yourself. You know, if you haven't heard the Sunscreen song, I think that it's one that you need to hear at least once. It's very interesting because it touches on a lot of different things that we just deal with as we adult. And I think that there are some philosophies that are definitely worthwhile in there. And amongst them is just like, you know, just chill out a little bit. You know, the race is with yourself at the end of the day. You don't need to compare yourself to everybody else.
Yeah.
And that amongst a whole host of ideas. Let's move on to the next one.
Have you seen Will?
Master William sits in his room, sadly staring out of the window, madam, quiet as a church
Those
mouse.
boxes look like donuts as he was walking
they
away.
look so good.
I hope these Philadelphia cheesesteaks cheer him up.
Aww.
Personally, Vivian, I don't know what you and Will see in those vile concoctions.
Which is why you only ate 5 of them?
Hey.
I had to make sure they were properly vile.
We know you're homesick, so we got you something to cheer you up.
Oh, wow, thanks. Oh, thanks a lot. What is it?
It's on a croissant. Oh, no.
Composed of cheese, steak, and a croissant de boulanger from the Cafe Antoinette in Beverly Hills.
Oh, no.
It's a Philadelphia cheesesteak, Will.
No, it's not.
He ate 5 of those?
Look at the bag. No grease stain.
Exactly.
This one, authentic Philadelphia cheesesteak. You can see right through the bag by now.
It'd be falling apart.
Well, maybe that's for the best.
You know you get the best cheesesteaks in Philly? Pat's Steaks on Passyunk Avenue. Me and my buddy Ice Tray, right?
Ice Tray.
Did I ever tell you about the story in the middle of the winter, right? Ice Tray grabbed onto the back of a bus, right? And it was so cold that his face got stuck to the bus. Right?
Oh, God.
That sounds
He
terrible.
couldn't get off till he hit a bump on the Ben Franklin Bridge.
That sounds horrible.
Well, I got a good idea. Why don't we fly him out for a weekend visit?
Is it? Okay. Is Uncle Phil going to be cool with this?
Yeah, right?
Word up! This is gonna be cold, stupid, on the serious tip.
She's learning the lingo.
First Will, now Ashley. I can't wait till Icebox gets here.
No, it's Ice Tray, Uncle Phil.
I apologize. Icebox would be an idiotic name. Why do you need $200, Hillary?
For books. I'm changing my major.
Oh, God.
And exactly what does that entail?
Well, you know, it's...
Communicating.
Communicating, okay?
You're so good at it, too.
Yeah, you did great.
Because I'm good at it.
Oh, my God.
It was like a real struggle to the end of that sentence,
she was
too.
doing her best, for communicating.
I just realized that's jazz. How many times have I seen this opening? I've never realized that was jazz.
As the Prince of Bel-Air.
I just realized who you sound like is Grogu.
Wait, Ice Tray is Don Cheadle?
It would seem so.
So I presume this is the official Ice Tray greeting party.
Ding, 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 ding.
Good job,
That looks
Carlson.
like a professionally taken photo.
It does.
Oh my God. He's so young.
He is so young. My God.
Ice Tray, we didn't hear you come in. Jeffrey, did you leave the door open?
Well, no.
Well, then I guess we must have left it unlocked.
Oh.
Well, no.
Jeffrey's offended.
This is my little cousin, Ashley. Hi. This is my bodyguard, Jeffrey.
Bodyguard.
All of this is my Uncle Phil.
That's mean. God damn.
Hey, he put away 6 Philly cheesesteaks.
Those aren't actually Philly cheesesteaks.
Bel-Air
Yeah,
cheesesteaks.
exactly.
Can't touch it.
Nice.
Will's over here like, I'm so glad that I finally have all of my inside jokes back.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're also a disadvantaged inner city youth, I hear.
Oh, God. Thanks.
What a way to phrase it, huh?
Yeah.
What's with him?
It's a tan.
It's a tan.
What up on the schoolyard, huh?
Oh, school, man. I don't bother it, and it don't bother me.
You don't go to school, Ice Tray?
Oh, sure I do. I've been held back in the 10th grade 3 times in a row.
Is that so?
When I find a grade I like,
He's doing it.
I stick with it.
Now that
Oh,
he's
you're
the
right.
line.
I didn't catch that.
Education is the mortar that builds the temple of success. That's what I personally think.
Like, who cares?
He is doing it.
He's doing it. He's doing the thing.
Oh, this is dope, man. I'm just gonna kick back here for a few days, let somebody else do
Yeah, he
all
is
the
doing
work.
it. He is doing it. I can't unsee it now. It's bugging the crap out of me.
Hey. I smell something greasy.
Oh, shit. He brought it?
He brought it, actually.
Oh, yeah. He brought it as soon as he walked in.
He brought it.
Cheesesteak, now this is the real deal.
Dang.
Oh, my God.
Dang. How's that holding together?
Jesus Christ.
What's up with the Blake sisters? They still live on 43rd Street?
Oh, yeah, man, they got their own 900 number now.
Sheesh. He's
Sheesh.
some piece of work, huh, Dad?
We're getting a Rottweiler.
Carlton is ridiculous.
I love him so much.
What about that one girl you went out with, Latiqua? Man, that girl was ugly.
Crazy, man.
She was so ugly, she was oogly.
Oogly.
That girl you was with, Stacy! Yo, that girl was so dumb, it took an hour to cook minute rice.
Damn.
Yo, Stacy was so dumb.
What?
Do you know how dumb Stacy was?
I don't.
Yo, Stacy was so dumb
Yeah.
that she took the Pepsi challenge and chose Jif.
Dang. Okay.
You know, when I first met you, you was carrying your books in a pizza box so that nobody know you were studying?
Yeah, that was cool till them guys jumped me trying to steal my pizza. Yo, they was upset.
They beat me up a second time.
I'm gonna go grab us some cheesesteaks, man. All right.
Still got some left over?
Yeah,
Uncle
right.
Phil didn't get to it. Oh.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
I'd have had the same reaction.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God.
They just start. Oh, my
God.
Gracious.
Oh, no.
He's so happy. I think I've had an experience like that once in my life.
Oh?
Just once. 4th of July.
Now just tell me the story again, and this time, just the facts.
I give you a transcript, Philip. Trey, hi. Hillary, hi.
Kiss.
I think I should have gotten a larger tattoo, Trey.
Tattoo?
Is it his name?
I got a tattoo of Trey's initials.
Where?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Banks. No one will ever see it.
It's been less than 24 hours.
Oh, my God.
All right, babe, you
We're all
gotta
right
really
then.
be proud of yourself.
Well, pride doesn't quite capture it well.
I mean, it was your idea to bring Trey out here.
Oh, no.
We used to walk around all the time with such a sour look on her face.
And now she's
to myself,
happy.
She just needs one good friend, Aunt Vivian.
Tread carefully.
Good save, good save, good save. That was definitely the F word that they were thinking of.
Hey, let's go check out that swimming pool, Prince. I'll see you later, babe.
Okay, I see.
That's not his name.
Oh my God.
I see is easier to say, though.
Yeah, I see is easier to say.
It's nice to see you and Ester getting along. I'm sorry he couldn't stay longer.
Oh, no, don't worry, Mom. I've got it all figured out.
Oh.
Come visit every other weekend, and then when the 10th grade lets out, he can come stay in the pool house, and Daddy can get him a job at the office.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
But what job could he possibly have in the law firm?
I don't know. Lawyer?
Oh, my God.
Napo, baby. Napo, baby.
The only thing I want to say is thank you.
Oh?
You saw right past his rough, tough exterior, and you welcomed him into our home. I'm so proud of you, Mom.
I'm so proud of you, Mom.
Oh, God. How does she walk this back?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'd be downing all the sandwiches, too, at this point. Screw it.
This is serious. Hillary wants him to live in our pool house.
Oh, that shouldn't matter to you, Vivian. You're the one who invited Ashtray.
Oh.
Why don't we invite some more of Will's friends out? Let's just put a big neon sign out in front of the house that says Homeboy Hotel.
Damn.
Okay.
I want him out of this house.
Oh, Vivian, you're making the classic mistake. Don't you know that?
Push him away. She's going to want him more.
Mm-hmm.
My, street savvy.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Should not be taken lightly.
Please stop gyrating like that.
So any hostility will only drive her closer to him.
That is
Exactly.
true.
Welcome him into the family. Take him out for a nice meal. Smother him with acceptance. Once the element of rebellion is gone.
She won't like him anymore.
I got to remember this. You need to remember this.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
Taking notes. Taking notes.
Since this is your last night here, Vivian and I would just like to say that we're both extremely happy that Hillary has found that special someone.
Aw.
I can just see Hillary and Trey and their tiny little love nest in Philadelphia with the pitter-patter of 5 little ice cubes.
Dad, are you saying that you wouldn't mind if Trey and I, got married?
Mind? Mind?
It'd make me so happy.
Did you hear that, Vivian?
Mind?
It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire.
Good, because Hillary and I got married this afternoon.
Hot.
Hillary, no. No.
Be cool, be cool.
Be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool.
Mom, take it down 1,000. It was only a joke. We didn't get married. We just wanted to see what you do.
Well, you've now shown your true colors.
Yo, homie, order me 3 steaks and a salad. Come on, baby, let's dance.
3 steaks and a salad.
Will doesn't feel good
Yeah,
about
Will
this.
doesn't feel good about it.
I think everybody had a good time, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Except for Will.
Yep.
In fact, no.
You know?
They didn't have a good time either.
No, they didn't have a good time either. Only people who had a good time were Ice Tray and Vivian.
Let us know.
Hillary.
Hillary, excuse me. Wrong,
you enjoyed
wrong
it.
one. Jesus.
That's Vivian.
That's Vivian.
Falling in love with Trey, just the icing on the cake.
I'm glad they had fun together.
Yeah, me too. It's just a shame he had to leave, before he had a chance to ruin her life and all.
Oh, that's why.
But the second you found out that Hillary liked him, you wanted him out of here. Man, that's something I'd expect from Uncle Phil, not from you, Aunt Viv.
Damn.
Hillary is my daughter, Will.
Yeah, and Trey is my best friend. We grew up together. We're from the same neighborhood. We're the same person.
He is me.
Now, I can see why you like Ice Tray. He's a lot of fun. Everything's a joke to him. School, work, people. He doesn't care about anything.
Yeah, well, he always managed to care about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, but a young man his age should be able to do something else besides fight and jump fences.
You weren't there.
I know, but
Look,
still.
when I was in 7th grade, every time I tried to bring books home from school, the kids would jump me. So Trey started walking me home. And if he hadn't been there to throw those punches and help me jump those fences, then maybe I wouldn't be here.
Wow.
That's tough.
But why doesn't he care as much about himself?
Because nobody was there for Trey. I mean, you ever think that if he hadn't been there to cover my back, then maybe I wouldn't care about myself either?
This is tough.
Yeah, because both of them make really good points.
It's very great.
I shall load Mr. Trey's belongings into the cannon. I mean cab.
We miss you in the hood, homeboy. Why don't you come on back with me?
I got things I got to do here.
Nah, I better cool out here, man. Uncle Phil woke up one morning. I wasn't here. He'd have a nervous breakdown or something.
I'd recover, Will.
Stop it.
I was trying to be cool. I was trying to save face.
All right, Mrs. Banks. Thanks for inviting me out. We got to do this again someday.
Have a safe trip back. And take care of yourself.
Oh, snap. Almost forgot. I got a little something for y'all.
Damn.
That's our China dog.
Yes, it is.
Well, I figured y'all was so nice to me and everything that, hey, I don't need it.
It's so second nature for him.
Right?
That was a joke.
I was kidding. Never mind.
You've become a part of my spirit that's never been touched before.
Oh my God.
I feel a oneness with you.
But...
I have the sense that life will be empty, hollow, and meaningless.
Well, peep this, babe.
Just the difference.
I have this first-class ticket. Now, we could go down to the airport, trade it for 2 coach tickets, and you could come back to Philly with me. What you think?
Ugh, fly coach? Never in my life.
Just one word.
Yep.
That's all it took.
That solved it.
That was very efficient.
Yes. What I'm learning is they're very efficient in wrapping things up.
Yeah. No, I liked how they handled that though. With Hillary at the very end. It's because like you knew that wasn't going to pan out.
No, exactly.
This is a one-time thing.
The fact that he's never showed up in any other episode that I've ever seen.
I don't know. Probably not.
Maybe they have a callback to it. Maybe he's a recurring character. I just young Don Cheadle was such a I did not have it on my Fresh Prince bingo card.
Yeah. This is an interesting episode that kind of touches on a little bit of what the previous episode touched on, except in the previous episode, it was Uncle Phil. This time it's Will. And it's this complex thing because it almost brings me back to, I know this came after this show, but it brings me back to Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
The Town?
Good Will Hunting.
Oh, Good Will Hunting. Oh, yeah, The Town. The Town. You said, but we've referenced it before. Never mind. I'm still recovering. My brain's like a little woo. Never mind. That's Ben Affleck.
You said it with such confidence too. You're like The Town, bank robberies, right?
I did.
Totally the same.
I did, and that's not even Matt Damon.
Yeah,
that's
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck and the other guy.
Who plays Hawkeye?
Yes.
Anyway, in I keep wanting to say Born Identity.
Good Will Hunting.
In Good Will Hunting.
One of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, in Good Will Hunting, there's the whole relationship with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yes.
And, Ben Affleck's like, you got to get out of here. And he really believes in Matt Damon's ability. And so they kind of had a similar background.
Right.
And that is very interesting because Aunt Vivian, not Hillary, poses a good question, which is like, where were his books? Like, if he was protecting yours, and Will had a good response, which is like, well, he was protecting me. Like, no one was protecting him.
Yeah.
And that's a really complex thing that can easily be like a whole long conversation. But maybe that just wasn't his path. I guess I don't know. Like, or if he had a different upbringing, that would have also changed the outcome of his trajectory.
Yeah. And Will makes a good point of he filled in a role of I'm from here, I'm probably going to stay here, but I see that you either have the smarts or the ambition or both to get out.
Yeah.
That's just innately in who you are.
Yeah.
So I want to protect that because I know that that's what I can do for you.
I feel like a lot of people kind of have that story. I think Skeeter's upbringing was kind of like that because he was sort of the Will Smith character effectively coming from DC. And he's like, I know that I am meant for more than this.
Right.
And he moved out to California, but he had a really solid team back home.
That supported him and were able to make him go off and do the thing.
And so it's very interesting how this show was farcical, I guess, but also very serious at the same time.
Yeah.
Doing both. That's a tough tightrope to walk, actually.
It is. And they do a really, really good job of genuinely touching on the emotional stuff rather than it just kind of being oh yeah, and also we have kind of a message thrown in at some point. It genuinely gets serious and there's very dramatic moments. In the last episode when he's talking to himself in the mirror, or Uncle Phil is talking to himself in the mirror and having this whole crisis of who he is and the stories he's told about himself. I felt bad, like, continuing to laugh at the episode or just, like, commentating because I'm like, this is such an emotional moment that I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, for sure.
know?
I get you. The whole thing with Will mouthing along, I never saw it before. I just knew of it. And you pointed it out, and it got really difficult to stop paying attention
Right?
to
You
it.
start looking at him when anybody else is talking.
Yeah, and it's actually remarkable that he was able to maintain any kind of emotional connection in the scene, like whether it's an emotional value or a comedic value, that he's able to hold on to that and deliver it, given that he's concentrating on everybody's lines like that. And that would just mess me up. As like, obviously we had different ways of studying when, in breaking down a scene, but for me, I have to hear what you're saying. Like legitimately, I just need to listen to you. And that's what informs my response.
Right.
That's how whenever I was doing acting, like that's how I would perform it. Him having to say the lines to know his beats, that would just mess me up. I wouldn't be able to maintain that semblance of genuine response in the same way.
I'd be too focused on like how the other person is reading the line, and if they read it differently than me, because inevitably on film especially, you're going to have like little different takes, different wordage, things like that, that'd mess me up.
Yeah.
And I'd be way too focused on like nailing their line. But again, difference in methodology and how we memorize things, like I really only pay attention to like what my cue line is going to be and then what my line is, just so I know, like I'm keyed in, that I know, okay, when this is said, that's when I come in.
Yeah.
But like I try and give myself as much of not knowing what other people are going to say in a scene, so that way I can continue reacting to other things that are happening because I don't have it already locked in my brain.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's always a different approach.
Yeah, there's always a different approach. And I guess that's, this is what worked for Will Smith, and he was able to still continue emoting and bringing stuff to that. I'd also, if I was mouthing along with the lines, would absolutely be doing head movements in, like, I was acting the lines. I wouldn't be able to resist. So, like, I'd be way more obvious than just, like, locked in right here and mouthing whatever you're saying. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's tough. But it worked for him. He obviously became a superstar after this. So
yeah, clearly.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to the last episode in this set, episode 6.
Mom, it's only a weekend. Besides, at your age, you should be able to babysit your little sister.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Why can't Jeffrey babysit her?
Because we're giving him the weekend off.
You mean I'm going to have to get my own breakfast, too?
Oh, no.
You be a good girl while we're in Palm Springs.
Well, I'm in a bad mood, and somebody is going to suffer.
Please take me with you.
I'm in danger.
If I could, sweetie, I'd put you in my pocket, but this retreat is just for members of the law firm and their wives or spouses. No kids allowed.
Aw.
Man, this is gonna be high!
He came in already.
He clearly didn't get the memo.
Before you get your mojo working, I think there's something you should know. You're not going.
Yo, you better tell that to my mojo, because his bags is packed. Uncle Phil, man, I don't think you want to leave me here all weekend, with no adult supervision. Did you see that movie House Party?
Yeah, danger, Will Robinson, danger.
No? Did you see The Terminator?
Oh.
Well, kids, the limo's waiting. We'll drive right to the helicopter.
Helicopter?
I just got my license.
Oh, jeez.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could have your car with you in Palm Springs? What if you could find a nice, responsible young man
to drive it there?
Oh, God.
Will, that's a super idea.
Oh, God.
Carlton, you're a nice, responsible young man.
Damn it.
And you're an eminent, respected attorney.
Dang it.
And your wife is a dazzling beauty.
Okay. Keep
Carlton smearing that butter on thick.
Keep glad-handing each other.
It was my idea for me to drive his car to Palm Springs. How come he asked you to do it?
Because
you don't look responsible.
Because have you seen what he's wearing?
This is a black thing, isn't it?
Damn.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I got a gas.
I thought either way it was either going to be Will manages to go with him or Will hides out with him.
I think that's what it is.
Yep.
Plans for Palm Springs.
Maybe not.
1, work on golf swing. 2, review SAT practice.
Oh, there he is.
Yep, there he is. This is how you, like, die in a car crash.
Get the stick out of your butt!
I love that he was moving the wheel and Will was like perfectly centered.
Didn't move. I would have slammed full into the median wall.
Exactly.
When we get to Palm Springs, you will behave like a proper gentleman and try to maintain some sense of decorum and etiquette. Understood?
Nope.
Sure. I got like 3 of those words.
What do you say to an orator?
I say, what's up, Carlton?
Nice.
Oh, that's mean.
That was a good one.
Hey, Carl, look out! A low bridge!
Nice.
And I really like that head.
It's my favorite.
And the Yuck Fest, Will.
It's designer.
We're lost, and it's all your
And the
fault.
Yuck Fest.
You one ain't bring no map.
Well, you're the one that has to go to the bathroom.
You're the one that gave me that Shasta.
Would you have not had to go to the bathroom? Uh-oh.
I want to know who writes Carlton's lines.
Yeah, right.
Can the Yuck Fest?
Listen to me, Carlton. When he comes up, keep your hands on the wheel.
Good evening, Officer Carlton Banks.
Keep your hands on the wheel.
What did I tell you?
Will knows.
Can I see your license?
My license. Now, I have to warn you, this picture was taken without my contacts. And the height is a typo. I'm actually a lot taller.
Yeah, sure you are.
Vehicle registration, please.
Just a sec.
Oh,
But the thing
God.
is, officer, this isn't my car.
God.
Oh, no. It's registered to a name that's not even remotely yours.
You want to tell us to get out of the car?
You watch too much TV,
Oh,
Will.
no.
Get out of the car.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
He's going straight for it. He's
Yep.
going straight for
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Thanks to you, we're already an hour late to Bikini Land.
Like, once again, there's size disparity.
Yep.
It makes him look like a 12-year-old.
He looks like a child.
Oh, that is Hanka's area.
Let's start at the beginning.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, no, I didn't realize it was him until he took the hat off.
Because I thought it was him, but I couldn't tell for
Now
sure.
let's hear what your friend has to say.
God, he's so young,
Actually,
too.
we come from Bel-Air. In fact, we live 2 houses away from the Reagans. We have the same pool man.
He sounds like Bel-Air, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he sounds like...
Where were you headed to?
The desert. Next question, please.
Not just the desert.
Oh, my God.
We're going to a legal retreat. It's at Henry First Villa. He's my father's partner and the owner of the car we were driving.
Then why didn't he drive it himself to Palm Springs?
Because his
his
wife flew the
everybody in a
helicopter.
It sounds made up.
It does sound made up.
Okay, fellas. We've had a lot of car thefts in the area lately. Want to talk
God.
about it?
Okay, I think it's terrible.
It's really a scourge. Why aren't you guys doing more?
That's legitimately his feeling.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I think it's a matter for the police to handle.
Carl, they're handling it now.
As in us.
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, my God,
They
Carlton.
think we stole the Benz.
Officers, let me call Henry first. He's the owner of the car, and he'll straighten everything out.
Hello?
May I speak to Philip Banks?
Thanks? For what?
You can't hear it over the TV.
Banks, can I speak to him?
Can you call back later?
No, is Mr. Firth there?
Yes, this is Mrs. Firth.
Mrs. Firth, this is Carlton Banks.
Oh,
Say you're in jail.
Yeah, say, I'm in jail. Can you put him on the phone?
I'm in jail.
Oh, there we go.
Yale.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
No.
This is painful.
So dear.
No.
Congratulations, bye.
Carlton just called.
Is everything all right?
Oh, I should say so. He got into Yale.
They're like, something's wrong. He'd never go to Yale.
Yo, see, it's all right, man. Chill. I get a phone call to see. It's all right. Chill.
I get a phone call, too.
Can you call the same number?
Phone.
Let me know if it's for me.
Who walks around reading a book?
Oh, my God.
Lazy house. This is Will, man. I need a big favor, huh?
I'm tired of doing favors for you spoiled children. I'm off duty. I am not an animal.
I love how, like, strict of a line he draws.
Yeah.
He's like, if I'm off duty, I'm off duty.
I need another phone call. My butler hung up on me.
Okay, fellas, you want to talk about those other car thefts?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
I have a 3.95 grade point average, which would have been a 4.0, except that I had to take a ceramics class and my pot exploded in my kiln.
This is so specific. It's
It
like, there's
really
no way he's
is.
lying.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Harvard Law School and graduate with honors, and then I'm going to sue you blind. Now give us another phone call.
Well, that went well. Smooth moves.
This is terrible. I'm ruined. I'll be kicked out of the Glee Club. I won't get into Princeton.
That guy looks so dirty.
He does.
Come on, man. Don't give me that my dog is dead face. Come on, let's sing.
Not singing.
What are we going to say?
When Israel was in...
Oh, my God.
This is just started.
Come on, man.
Why, you can't say that anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say, that one hit my ear.
Let my people go.
Doing great.
How'd they find this dude?
Okay, Pipes. Damn.
Let my people
All right.
That's the appropriate phase.
I think he likes you.
Clap your hands.
Oh my God. He's just been looking for an excuse to express himself.
Yep. Stick together. Safety in numbers.
Anytime you see a white guy in jail, you know he did something bad.
Fair enough.
We gotta get a message to Uncle Phil. He's a lawyer, and he'll get us out of here.
But they won't give us any more phone calls. The game was on so loud, Mrs. Firth couldn't even hear what I said.
The game?
Yeah, the football game on TV.
Just watch football.
Yo!
Yeah?
My, buddy here's ready to confess.
Excuse me?
We interrupt this game for a special report.
Special report.
Oh my
The
God.
Minuteman 21 news team at the Santa Juanesta police station.
They moved quick.
A crash of car thefts in the Palm Springs area has finally been solved as the perpetrators were arrested earlier this evening. The ringleader agreed to confess only if a camera crew were present to broadcast live.
Nice.
21 news exclusive.
Yeah, we done it!
Do you think it would really interrupt the game?
God, no. They'd wait for commercial break.
Do you
He's
have
doing the
anything to
most.
say?
Carlton. Dad. That ought to get him here.
Dad, who is in charge here?
I am.
Let those kids out.
It's that there's like no emotion afterwards. That's what makes it frightening.
He just closes out.
These kids are car thieves.
Now, I don't know how you got that bogus confession out of them, but those two boys haven't stolen a thing from anyone.
Damn.
Did you ask your wife to calm down?
Calm yourself, Barney Fife.
Vivian, please.
She's about ready to jump over this counter.
Could you please sit down? We're busy now.
Oh, honey, we're about to get very busy.
The earrings are off. Here it comes.
What's going on here? Can I help you, sir?
I'm Henry Firth.
The car is safe and sound, and we've got the perpetrators.
Those are my partner's son and nephew.
Partner?
Yeah.
Legal partner.
Damn straight.
He's ready.
Just open that damn cell and let those two boys out of there. I'm going to tie this place up with so much litigation that your grandchildren are going to need lawyers.
Dang.
Damn. Damn. That felt good.
Peace out, Bob.
This guy's amazing.
How'd everything go with Ashley?
Mother, she was a little angel. She polished my nails and cleaned out my closet.
Oh my God.
And we spent the whole afternoon drinking espresso.
You let Ashley drink espresso?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Oh my God. She's crazy.
Oh my God.
Sweetie, we kind of had an exhausting weekend.
What happened?
We got arrested.
Arrested? By who? The fashion police?
The actual police.
But they were just trying to do their jobs.
Oh God.
Why did they think you stole it?
Hillary, we've been over that all weekend. It's late, and I think we all should go to bed.
Oh, I don't want to go to bed. I want to play Monopoly.
God dang.
Let's go paint my room.
Let's go paint my
Bring
room.
some warm milk, please.
Cracked out of her mind.
Those cops were just trying to do their jobs.
Yikes.
Well, don't get all bent out of shape.
Man, you ain't learned nothing this weekend, did you?
No.
I most certainly did. Always bring a map.
Always bring it. Fair enough. Fair enough.
We wouldn't have had to drive 2 miles an hour trying to find a freeway entrance, and we wouldn't have been stopped.
Oh, okay.
Got it. That's why.
We were stopped because we were driving too slow. Oh, okay. Well, you see, I never heard of that law before, but I did hear this other law. It's called the if you see a black guy driving anything but a burnt-out Pinto, you better stop him because he stole it law.
Oh.
We were detained for a few hours. Dad cleared things up, and we were released.
Not everyone gets that luxury.
No, not everybody has that luxury.
I hope you like that system because you're going to be seeing a whole lot of it during your lifetime.
Not if I bring a map.
Oh my God.
It's so stupid.
When you're driving in a nice car in a strange neighborhood, none of that matters. They only see one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe growing up where you did has made you a little touchy. But I think you've blown this whole thing way out of proportion. If you look at the facts.
He's like, I'm not even.
Yeah, if you look at the facts.
If you were a policeman and you saw a car driving 2 miles an hour, wouldn't you stop it?
I asked myself that question the first time I was stopped.
Oh.
Good night, son.
Oh my God.
I would stop it.
We're 6 episodes into this.
Yeah, right.
show.
Holy shit. The deafening silence of that pullout. Oh my God.
Okay. In real life, you would pull over a car that's going 2 miles an hour, but the treatment is still awful.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not acceptable.
Well, I mean, yeah. Also, it like depends on where you are that you're going 2 miles an hour. If you're going like 2 miles an hour down what looked like a empty highway, I don't know if I'd pull that car over just off rip.
If you're a cop who's bored, you might. You know, cops are. It's like I don't know, man.
I don't know, but
like irrespective of whether or not you let it go,
the treatment's
like,
not okay.
The treatment is where you draw. Like that's the issue. It's like that they were not being cool with them, and it's so fascinating because it was like it was a Trojan horse because like the whole thing is being played for ha-has,
right?
Even the way Will just like went on top of the hood of the car, all the way up to that moment, and it's like in the interrogation of it all. Will's like, yo, they think we are the ones that stole the car. And it's all being played for laughs, but underneath it is this Trojan horse of like, we got a serious moment that's going to hit you.
Yes. I mean, like the whole thing kind of feels like,
Sure.
I don't know if, like I'm laughing because my other response would be much less fun is kind of the idea. I mean, like obviously that's how you got to do it. That's like how you broach these kind of subjects, at least in a show like this, is you have to play it for laughs because otherwise you just get too serious and then everybody kind of like checks out because either, you know, there's a certain audience that's like, we deal with this every day. This is our everyday. Like it sucks. And then there's also another audience that is tuning in being like, no way this actually happens.
Right.
You know, and so if you start getting really, really serious into it, then people are like, nah, this is just being played up for dramatics. But you can couch the painful message in the comedy and people feel better about it and are more receptive to it.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this the other day for some reason. I don't know why it popped into my head, but this is not related to cops at all, but it's related to car stuff. There's a Honda dealership I used to go to, and I remember I took my friend there, who happens to be a really tall black guy. And, you know, we went in and I was trying to just help him, like, you know, get a new car because he's like, it was going to be his first car.
Right.
Because up until then he kept like driving his girlfriend's car. And we couldn't seem to get anyone to help us out. It was the weirdest thing because every time I've walked into a car dealership, they're like, you know, Johnny on the spot.
Someone comes right to you.
You know, ready to help me out and whatever. And like, it was the first time I walked in and people weren't like quick to help us out. And it was the weirdest experience. And like one guy even came up with like, he had some shit in his, like a cookie in his mouth and he was reaching into a cookie jar to get another cookie.
Oh my God.
And he's like, oh yeah, someone will help you. And he ran off. And I'm like, what the hell is this? This is so weird. And so we sit down with the guy eventually and we let him know like what kind of car my buddy's looking for.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, let me show you some cars. He brings out the dirtiest looking test drive vehicle ever.
Oh God.
I have not ever had that experience before where someone brings out a dirty ass vehicle to like tempt me to purchase. And I'm just like, this is so bizarre. And so afterwards I was just like, this is undeniable. Like I would be foolish to think that there's any other reason other than his skin color in this moment. And so I went back, and this is one of the beginning moments of my life where I started like going, I just need to say something and just see where it goes.
Yeah.
And so I come back in, and I'm like, I need to speak to the manager, who happened to be black. And I go, I feel like there is some racism going on here. And he's like, what do you mean? I go, well, your sales associates here are just not treating my friend very well, who is black. And he's like, well, they can't be racist. I'm black. I'm like, just because you're black doesn't mean they're not being racist.
They're not doing the thing.
I'm like, I've been giving you guys service for a long time, or not service, but like, you know, my coming to Honda for a long time. I'm never coming back to this dealership ever. This is my last time setting foot in here. And then and then he tried to like chase me out and be like, is there anything I can do? I'm like, no, man.
You shanked it.
Yeah, like this is bad.
What's done is done.
This is such a bad look. You got to fix this shit. And I walked out. So yeah, that shit's real. Like that's a different version of it, but that's like the closest.
Really happened.
That's the closest to me witnessing something like that actually happen in real life. It was really weird. I'm just like, what? This is so bizarre. Like, this dude's got money.
Well, I mean, it's the whole idea of like, there's a certain level of justification within this phrase. It's not how I'm using it, but stereotypes exist for a reason, right? So these sort of archetypal scenes where this stuff happens with police officers or this stuff, I've watched like 3-4 movies now where they've all made the same joke of like the white salesperson helping or like being way too attentive to the black characters in like a suit shop or someplace that they're not perceived to be, right? That stuff does not exist in film and media and isn't joked about because it doesn't exist and it's just funny.
Right.
It's joked about because it's a reality and it's a certain reality for people here in the United States.
Yeah.
Right? And we can poke fun at it because it makes us feel better about talking about it in some capacity, but you got to deal with the reality that like it exists.
Yeah.
And so I think that's like the weightiness of this episode and that last moment with Carlton is Carlton has been shielded from that in a lot of ways because of his upbringing and who his dad is.
Yeah.
And so he finally has his first experience with like the real world and how he's actually perceived.
Yeah.
And like that turns his whole perspective around.
Yeah.
Because objectively he's a black character existing in a largely white affluent world.
Right.
And so he's treated as white affluent by all of the people around who know his dad and have accepted him in this life. But outside of that like kind of tight-knit society, he's experiencing the same thing Will grew up with.
Right.
Which is so harrowing to watch him like come to terms with.
Yeah.
Again, not on my bingo card, watching Carlton have a startling revelation about who he is as a person in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, guys.
That's rough. That's really rough. That was really sneaky. I just got reminded of your reaction with Achara to the movie Life, and you kind of mentioned this a moment ago. It's like when you're dealing with this, and this is just your reality. Like I've had to deal with racism, not to the level that I feel like my circle has, but I've had to deal with it. And I think that like when you get accustomed to like this is just part of reality, you learn to laugh at certain things in a different way.
Yeah.
It was just fascinating because you and Achara were watching Life like it was a horror movie. I was like, no, this is a funny movie. Why aren't you guys laughing more? I was so frustrated, but I can understand like, you guys are just coming from a different angle than I might be because I can laugh, but also recognize how appalling this stuff is all at the same time.
Yeah. And to a certain extent, like I recognize my initial reaction is like, Jesus Christ, this is appalling. And then like, can I laugh at this?
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's a certain amount of avoiding relating to it or acknowledging that like this isn't something that I've ever had to experience.
Sure.
At the same time. So, it's like part of me feels like I need to be a little cautious with my laughter and not making light of too many things. Cause like and like Life is a great movie. And like, obviously this is all played up for laughs too, but there's a certain degree of like, how far can I go in commentating in my usual, like, I'm going to make a joke out of these things. Can I go before I'm being insensitive again?
I think you're safe.
Yeah,
I think you're
fair.
safe. I think people know that you're aware, and like people know you're aware. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
you're not ignorant. Like I mean, you see you're clear.
Yeah. I try my best to be.
Yeah. So
like,
it's fine to laugh. Like I've talked to Skeeter about that actually. He's like, it's intended to make you laugh. Like that's the point. Like it's okay for you to laugh because I had to have the same conversation. He's like, these are jokes.
It's funny. Like it's played for comedy. Like the people writing it are playing it for comedy, and like it's part of kind of, I guess the culture is, in general, we humans try and find humor in the darkest of times.
Sure.
People talk about, prisoners in the Holocaust internment camps finding laughter and joy and that kind of like help them survive.
Sure.
So there's a certain element of like we laugh during the hard times because it's what keeps us alive and joyous, and so we laugh at the bad things that are happening. So like, I acknowledge that, and I think I'm becoming more comfortable in like being able to laugh at some of this stuff too, and like make commentary at some of this stuff, because like I do acknowledge that it is actually a reality that people live here in the United States, and it's unfortunate and it's bad, but also like some of these jokes are really hilarious.
Okay, so remember the previous episode where, no, this was the first one we watched, where Uncle Phil was getting honored, and all the kids in the living room were
Yes,
and my dad did this, and my dad, was the NAACP, and it brought me back to this moment. I was having dinner with. Phrase this. So there was a martial arts instructor at my school.
Got it.
Who produced a film.
Ooh.
And so my best friend and my girlfriend at the time, we went to his place to have dinner with him and his family. We just wanted to get some insight as to how he managed to get the funding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're at dinner, and his son is sitting there eating the soup or whatever, and he goes, "Wow, Dad, this is really good. This is like the best soup I've ever had." And I think I'm ready to laugh because I think he's joking. I'm thinking this is totally facetious.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like he genuinely meant that. He sounded like Carlton.
Oh my God.
Like he was fully earnest in that statement. And I was like, oh my God, my childhood was fucked up. Like, I don't recognize this whatsoever. This was not my reality.
We don't compliment our parents on things seriously. We don't take it that serious. That's wild.
Yeah. It was just like a check of like, people actually have a childhood like this? This is crazy. Like, my childhood was rough. Like it was a rough household to grow up in for me and my siblings. And so watching that in real life, I'm like, oh my God, I'm jealous. Like this is not what it was like for me at all. There was lots of yelling and hitting.
You're like, there's no way in hell people actually live these lives.
Exactly.
That's just preserves for sitcoms.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. That's a whole rabbit hole of seriousness. Like Chara's known me for years, and I still haven't told her most of it.
Right.
Because it's just bullshit and dark and blah, blah, blah.
But it's the reality you laugh at.
Yeah. And so
make jokes about it because that's the reality.
Yeah. So like my sister and I, we can laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because we all came up in the same household. But like anyone watching us would be like, that's horrifying. That's horrible. Like, that's so sad that you grew up in that house. I'm like, yeah, but like, what are we going to do? Be sad about it? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the whole, I use this phrase all the time, especially as we've gotten into like the more serious of these films. If you can't laugh about it, you'd cry.
Yeah.
And so like, laughter and crying ride such a fine line in the human psyche that it's like you either laugh at it or you're just going to be sad all the time.
Yeah.
So might as well find the comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hilarious. I mean, I think it's just almost like, okay, you're married with a kid now, right? And so any heartbreak you went through with your first relationship, you can just laugh about it now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think it's kind of like that. You just extrapolate. It's like, but you're just constantly dealing with it. All you have left is the looking for opportunities to just have a ha-ha with it.
Yeah.
I think. And
definitely.
but it's still important to recognize, like, this is messed up.
And I think that's what's really like, again, because I never watched this show in its entirety. And I've only watched like bits and pieces episodes. And it was usually like I was half paying attention. So it's been really, really cool to see how this show handles the realities of being Black in America and like what life is like, at least at that time and still today.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
But putting a funny spin on it. So it's like still heartfelt and fun comedy, but like they get to the root of the drama and it still leaves you with like oh man.
Yeah.
Like a thought-provoking moment at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
And like both hold space in the episodes.
That's true. Yeah.
Like one doesn't necessarily overshadow the other. You get time for both and they give both kind of the respect that it feels they deserve. At least here in this first season. I'm curious to see how it continues over the course of the rest of the show, but...
Well, there's another thing they're doing simultaneously. It's not just that. So my best friend, I had a conversation with him years ago on the phone, and he had just mentioned to me how he never wanted to see a slave movie again. He's just tired of it. He's like, I just want to see Black people win for a change.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see this anymore. I'm like, oh, I get that. That would be annoying if all that was in my face of what counts as good Black cinema is slave movies.
Slave movies, yeah.
And so in this, like, while they are touching on these topics, you're dealing with a successful Black family.
Yes, that's true.
And so you have that win at the same time, so to speak. So it's touching that cool trifecta. It's very fascinating. Like, I never broke down Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like this. I never thought I would.
Like, it's a much deeper show than you give it credit for. You know, like, we all immediately think of the opener and Will Smith, but, like, it has a degree of depth to it that is so much more than the initial reaction.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's great.
Yeah. You guys, thanks so much. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Michael Boos.
Peace out.